Bobbie, are you decent? Me? Yes, I'm decent. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Wiggin' Out with Bobbie Z, hosted by me, Bobbie Z. Today we're gonna be talking all about ozone wigs. Before any of you guys say anything, this is my real hair. This is not a wig. This is not a weave. Jokes calling my hair a wig or a unit. Groundbreaking. I've been growing my hair out for almost 2 years, and I've been following a modified curly girl routine since November, and this is day 3 curl. I have been documenting a lot of my wash days and my fails and my successes with my curly hair journey over on my personal Instagram at WigginOutBZ. Pretty much anytime you see a post of me like this, it means I'm talking about what I did in my hair that day. Over here at BobbiePinz.com, we recently started carrying the Aplus ozone wigs. I've been getting a lot of comments, emails, DMs, and questions about what an ozone wig is, what makes them different. I figured it was easier for me to just show you guys than to try to explain it in words. So here we go. As always, I'm talking a lot and I have a lot of information in this video, which will be rather long. So to skip around, please visit the timeline in the description bar below. So Ozone is the lace front range from the wig and hair company Aplus. They make between 20 and 30 different styles of lace fronts. One of the things I love about Aplus is they have a wide variety of pieces. They make bangs, clip-in extensions, wefting, braided headbands, ponytails, half wigs, all in the same color range as the Ozone brand lace fronts are. They make it so easy for you to customize your wigs, and I love that about them. As of recording this video, I'm only carrying 4 of their styles of lace front wigs. I'll show you guys each of them individually, as well as comparing them to one of the Deluxe lace fronts from my shop. I would love to carry their bangs, the clip-in extensions, and the braided headbands, some ponytails maybe even, but as of now, again, being in Midtown Manhattan, I don't really have the space for that, but hopefully one day I will. I've been using ozone wigs for a very long time for shows and for my rental inventory, and I've noticed that some of the caps have a different design. Fortunately, all 4 of the wigs that I carry at BobbiePinz.com have the same exact cap, so I'm not gonna have to show you 4 different caps in this video. All right, so ozone wigs come in a box like this. It shows you on the front of the box the name of the wig and the color. All of the ozone wigs are heat safe up to 365 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning you can use curling iron, flat iron, blow dryer. From us, we include our normal care guide and a wig cap that we include with every wig purchase that you make from us. It will have a hairnet around it to protect the style, and it also has some tissue paper on the inside as well. There is about 4 inches of parting space in the front and about 2 inches at the side. It is an open weft cap construction, meaning there is no fabric or anything in between the individual wefts of the wig, which makes it lighter and more comfortable for you to wear for extended periods of time. There are 3 combs, 1 wide comb in the center back, as well as a smaller comb on either side in the front. The lace is very soft and very fine, and the hairlines themselves are also very finely ventilated. They're not, even this being a dark color, you can see the knots aren't chunky, they're small, they are much more realistic looking, and you can even see that this lace virtually disappears against my skin. Turning it back inside out, you'll see these 2 little white squares on either side at the seam where the front lace meets the back foundation. These are tape tabs, and these tape tabs serve a dual purpose. The first purpose is to give you something slick and solid for your double-sided tape to stick to, and the second is that it helps protect the knots from pulling through the inside of the wig. If you do like to use double-sided tape for your lace front wigs to keep them in place, and ozone is a great option for you because the tape tabs are already sewn in there. Since most of the time I don't really have a use for the tape tabs in wigs for theatrical purposes and in my rental stock, I always remove these and cut them out. If you do decide to cut them out, I would suggest saving them because you never know when you'll need a wig in the future with tape tabs, and you'll already have a couple on hand to sew in. All of the wigs also do feature an elastic strap along the sides with hooks that will latch in to the tabs along the bottom. There is also a small care guide hang tag attached. It explains how the wig is made, what makes them different from other wigs, as well as instructions for washing and using heat tools. Also a couple little pieces of tape sample for you to use on the tape tabs. Wigs in color 1, 1B, and 2 I've found have a light brown lace. It's kind of hard to see in the sunlight. The lace on my finger is a different color than my skin because it's a light brown lace. The color 4 and above have transparent color lace. You can see here the difference against my skin of the transparent lace and the light brown lace. I would prefer that all of the wigs have the transparent lace, as it is easier to tint transparent lace darker with makeup, fabric dye, or markers, and it's kind of virtually impossible to lift a brown lace to transparent. I have tried. I was not successful. The lace ended up turning green or yellow. However, that was a while ago and it wasn't an Ozone wig, so I'm not sure if these will lighten or not, as I have not tried. So this is style 004 NW. The closest wig that we carry in our Deluxe line that is similar to this is the Doris style. I'm just gonna turn this slowly so you guys can see. It has a fun retro flair to it. Lots of layers, really pretty curls along the bottom, and it will hit you just past the shoulders. And when measured from the nape, pulled straight, the wig is 10 inches long, and it has this nice, fun, flirty, flippy bang in the front, which I love. So that is the 004 NW in color Fame. This is style 006 in color 1B. It measures about 22 inches long from the nape when pulled straight. It has beautiful face framing layers and a ton of loose curl throughout. This style is closest to the Sarah wig that we used to carry in terms of the curl and the length. And here is lace 012 in color 613. I'm completely obsessed with this texture. It's a crimpy, curly, it reminds me the most of Daryl Hannah's hair in Splash. Definitely one of my favorites when I was a kid. The 012 is about 16 inches long from the nape when pulled straight. Again, I love this texture. It is so fun. And there she is. Last but not least is wig 015. This is color TP24B613. This is one of my favorite colors that they make. I think it's such a beautiful, natural, dimensional blonde color, and I'm obsessed with it. This wig is a yaki straight texture, which means it's not completely silky straight. There is a little bit of a texture in the hair. And this style is 22 inches long and does have some face framing layers around the front. But for the most part, it's just long and straight with a little bit of a bevel on the end. This wig style is closest to the Priya in our shop. It's around the same length. It has the nice bend under on the bottom, more layering, and again has that yaki straight texture. It's not a completely silky straight texture. And yeah, this is my favorite color. I use it all the time. I've shown you guys the construction of the Ozone wigs. I'm going to compare the front lace and the front hairline to this, which is a Karen in color 2. Since I'm comparing wigs, you guys are probably wondering why I'm not trying them on myself as I have in previous videos. The thing is, I already have a really big head. I'm over 23.5 inches in circumference. Now that my hair is long and past my shoulders, that adds about 1 inch to 1.5 inches to my circumference. So now I'm in between a 25 and a 26. Since my head is already on the larger side, and now that my hair is longer, it makes it even bigger. Just don't want to end up stretching out things that I can sell later, if that makes sense. As you can see, the Karen does have a lot more hair in it. There's a lot more density, but also these are $30 more than these. The laces, you can definitely see a difference. The Ozone Wig lace is much finer, and you can see it's virtually gone along my hand. However, the Karen has a little bit of a beige tint to it, and you can see the lace is a lot thicker and firmer than this one. But the Deluxe wigs do have a longer amount of Salvage lace on them. Ozones traditionally have only about 1.5 to 2 inches of excess lace around the perimeter, whereas these Deluxe wigs tend to have 3 to 4 inches of excess lace. Now, I know some of you are thinking, I'm just cutting all of that lace off anyway, why does it matter? But if you know how to ventilate, you can easily tie in additional hair to create a custom hairline on the extra Salvage lace. It's a lot easier to plug in someone's custom hairline if there's 3 to 4 inches of excess lace versus if there's only about 2 inches of excess lace. Now I'm going to compare the density and the shape of the hairline. The Ozone wig, as you can see here, you can see my finger a couple inches past the front hairline because the knots are all individual single knots, and the hair fiber itself feels a little bit finer texture than these. These ones, as you can see, you cannot see my finger past that front hairline. The hairlines tend to be very harsh and bulky all the way to the front hairline. So you guys can see the difference here with a natural, more fine hairline versus a really thick, bulky hairline here. You guys can also see the difference in the lace when I hold them this close. This lace looks thicker. This lace is not exactly my skin color, whereas this lace is fully transparent and disappears against my skin because it's a finer, thinner fabric. Something else that I've noticed from using these wigs oftentimes in the same show, sometimes even on the same performer, the Deluxe lace front lace, because it is thicker, because the holes are more of a square shape versus a hexagon shape, these wigs tend to be harder to pin through to anchor them to your head. An Ozone wig lace is very, very close to a traditional theatrical 40 denier lace. The pins go in it easily. The lace on the Ozone wigs tends to cup better, especially on smaller sized heads, than the Deluxe lace fronts do. I've also noticed that the Ozone wigs, the laces are very sturdy but fine, and the lace is very easy to clean. I've noticed with the Deluxe lace fronts that because the lace is stiffer, it tends to be more visible, especially up close. Even when cut short to the hairline, the laces on these tend to be more visible. I've also noticed that even with a good clean scrubbing after every wear, the lace on these wigs tends to absorb makeup over time. Meaning that even if you're cleaning it with alcohol and a toothbrush every single day, eventually this lace will be stained with your makeup. But I've noticed with the Ozone wigs, that does not happen. I remember being very excited when I first discovered the Deluxe lace front wigs because the hairline shape is a lot more natural. They have a widow's peak in the front center here, and there's also sort of a temple shaping here along the side. The Ozone wigs have a rounded square hairline, meaning that there's no widow's peak and there's no real definition at the temple. They just sort of go around, even though they don't have the definition and the my God, I can't talk today. Even though they don't have the definition of a widow's peak or a temple shading like the Deluxe lace fronts do, they still give a very natural appearance. All right, so that's pretty much the differences between the Deluxe lace fronts and the Ozone lace fronts. On BobbiePinz.com, the Ozone lace fronts are retailing for $70 and the Deluxe lace fronts are retailing for $100. Keep in mind that the Deluxe lace front wigs do have a lot higher density and are better suited for drag performances, and the Ozone wigs have a lower density, which makes it more realistic looking for everyday wear and for theatrical purposes. I feel that even though the Ozone wigs aren't as full as the Deluxe wigs, what they lack in density, they make up for in the nice, fine, theatrical style lace and a finer, more realistic looking front hairline. Thank you guys for tuning in today. I hope this helped answer some of your questions about the Ozone wigs and how they differ from the wigs that we've been selling for many, many years. Be sure to check out all my fun social media links down the box. Be sure to check out BobbiePinz.com, where we sell a wide array of wigs and styling accessories to help you get your wig project done right. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll see you guys when I eventually have time to make another video. Bye. Insert this part later.